So our first topic is I win again. I am now $1 richer.
Oh my god.
It's been a back and forth. I'm right now 2-1 up on Isaiah, and hopefully I'm going to be 3-1 up in a few more days. But this is our post-fight reaction to David Benavidez versus Caleb Mushed Up Face Plant.
My god.
So I will first toss it over to Isaiah to give his reaction, his thoughts, and his analysis of the fight.
Oh man, I'm you know,
It was a
unlike
50-50, so I'm not
unlike some people in the boxing world who don't go on their word and kind of move the goalpost a little bit.
Tyson Fury.
Not pointing any fingers. I'm not pointing any fingers. But man, the Caleb Plant versus Benavidez fight was a really good fight. It was a pure 50-50 fight. It could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Caleb Plant being the more stick and move boxer with a super clean style, really good counter plays, and Benavidez being just a wow, just a tank. Dude he's just there. He's there always in front of you, always applying pressure, and it could have gone either way. I had it for Caleb Plant, seeing as how he was the cleaner fighter. He had really good counter plays. He would play off the back foot a lot of the time, stick and move, get out of there really fast, pull another counter play, repeat. It's really hard to fight against people like that, and I thought Caleb Plant was gonna have it. And then Mark had it for David Benavidez. And we saw how that played out last night. And man, Caleb Plant had it for half the fight, the beginning half, of course. He had this like a really nice he would since he had like a long reach, he used his jab hand to kind of distract the the pressure of Benavidez when he would just kind of paw at his jab hand, so he can't really use it to great effect. He would have to get Caleb Plant's jab hand out of the way first, and that would leave him open to body counters. And then by the time Caleb Plant threw, and David would try to, or Benavidez would try to respond, he was already out of there. Unfortunately, around around round 6, he started to run out of gas. Caleb Plant started to run out of gas. You could tell that he couldn't stick and move anymore after doing it for so long. And man, I didn't expect how good Benavidez's gas tank was. He was just there the whole time, right in front of Caleb Plant, just throwing these up close bombs to his body. And then when his head got close, he would just pop over to the side of his temple, and then he would go back to the body, and it would rinse and repeat from round 6 up until round 12. And there was a couple times I saw in the fight where like Caleb was just holding on for life, um and he could only hug and literally duck under, uh pretty much just giving Benavidez a blowjob, um like on some of those occasions where he was
Hey,
just
yo,
so low to the waistline.
pause. I'm not gonna let you just say that on on YouTube, bro. I don't want to get.
What do you mean?
I don't want to. I don't want to get flagged.
We're past the 1 minute mark. No one's gonna catch that. What you talking about? What you talking about? I know the rules of YouTube. We can have a minute and a half of nothing like profanity related, and everything after that we're fine. Dude, I got this on lock. But anyways, Benavidez just had like immense pressure that Caleb Plant could not overcome and could not recover from, because by then his gas tank was out. He could only throw like these maybe six punch flurries here and there to kind of like these 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2s to kind of catch up in terms of in terms of points, but it definitely wasn't enough, and then the scores showed it. He was just so behind on rounds. Um and all fair play to Benavidez. That was a really really good fight. Um and I lost $1, man. It is what it is. It was a 50-50, and I happened to lose the 50-50 split. What do you think, Mark? What do you think about the Plan versus Benavidez fight?
I was confident from the get go that
Oh my
David
god.
Benavidez is gonna beat Caleb Plant. Oh my goodness.
No, he wasn't.
I was, bruh.
No,
I
he
was
wasn't.
$100 confident.
No, no, no. I was gonna say episode. Round one and two, like he was like, "Oh my god, Caleb got this," and then yeah, yeah, he started losing it.
Yeah.
Then he started losing. That's true.
So round by round for all 12 rounds, David Benavidez received a unanimous decision, and I scored the fight. I had one and two for Plant. I had three for David Benavidez, 4 and 5 for Caleb Plant. From 6 on up to 12, I gave it to Benavidez. Round 8 and round 10, I'll be honest, they should have stopped the fight. Caleb Plant did not throw any punches for a period of time in those rounds, and he was just getting bodied up. He was wobbled multiple times. It looked like he was going down. He literally grabbed David by the waist and stuck his head right in his cup, right? And
Yeah.
dude, I'll just be honest. It looked close in the first 2 rounds, but afterwards you could clearly see Caleb Plant starting to wear out. And from my perspective, Caleb Plant is that guy who sprints the marathon. By the time he reaches his second mile, he's already gassed because he's
Yeah.
sprinting. David Benavidez is he might be slow on his feet. I that's one of my criticisms about David is he's kind of slow on his feet. He's not he's not up on his toes. He's not really fast on his feet. But
No,
one
he just kind
thing,
of takes it.
no, he does take a few punches, but he also slips a bunch
Yeah,
of
high
punches too.
slips. Yeah.
So, but the thing about David is he keeps a consistent pace. And by the time it's round 6, he increases the pace even more. And by like round 9 and into the championship round, he has a second gas tank where he unloads. He just goes all out and he just throws punches and bunches. I think it was one point in round 10, he threw a 10 punch combination on Caleb. And I was like, dude, just stop the fight. Stop the fight. But outside of that, it was clear cut that David Benavidez won this fight, and I'm glad that he won, which means he is on to bigger and better things. And that is on to the next question, which is what is next for David Benavidez? Isaiah, what do you think? What is next for the Mexican monster?
I mean, everybody already knows. Hopefully, right? It's not set in stone yet, but we definitely want to see David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. That is the next fight to make for David Benavidez. It's not going to be for a little bit, but hopefully we get to see it by the end of this year. Um, was it around September? Right? Was
Yeah,
it September or?
that's what a lot of people are saying, that it should be for September for Mexican independence,
Mhm.
between him and Canelo Alvarez, which would be a great fight because in the past they've had a lot of great Mexican fighters fight between each other. So hopefully it's in September.
Yeah, September 15th, right? So we're hoping that that's the case because I mean I think me and actually I don't know. I Who do you have winning that? Because I already know mine. I
I'm not
know
gonna
mine.
put my prediction out there yet.
I think it's I mean I'm pretty obvious with mine. I think Canelo is just he's just on another kind of level on that one. And I think that this would be don't get me wrong, this is the stylistic choice of Benavidez and Canelo. It's just gonna be like a really nice slugfest in terms of
Oh yeah, it's gonna be.
power versus power. It's gonna be so good. But I think I still have Canelo on that. He's just on another different level in the boxing game right now. And even though he lost to Bivol a while back, that was a different weight class. So he like wiped the floor with his. So I have Canelo winning that one. That's my early prediction for that. Hopefully it's in September.
I agree with Isaiah. I want Dave. I hope that David's gonna fight Canelo. Because he deserves from this fight. He deserves that fight with Canelo and title shot. Um,
Yeah.
it would be an amazing fight because again, I think both guys are um pretty intense with their pressure, as
Yeah.
well as they throw combinations. They have power, and it's like two big Mack trucks ramming into each other. They're not
Oh,
backing
dude.
down.
That's
So
gonna be so good.
I think it would be a great fight. It's not going to be a skilled type of fight where it's like slick moves. It's going to be very dirty in the inside, throwing body shots, pushing each other, combos, flurries. Yeah, I don't see either one of them sticking and moving. That's the thing. I don't see that. Canelo has head movement. He has defense. David Benavidez has this relentless pressure. He's a bigger, taller fighter. He has the reach advantage. He has the size advantage compared to Canelo. And he has power as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see whether Canelo can withstand that pressure and to see how David Benavidez is going to deal with Canelo's elusive style and head movement as well as Canelo's power. Because
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
just be honest, Caleb Plant doesn't have power.
No, he does, but it's
it,
just perfectly placed and it's
it's
the
just
gas tank is to be desired.
no, not only that, but throughout the fight, I was like, "Dog, Plant, you just need to literally sit on your punches, like plant your feet and throw, rather than stick and move." When he throws his flurries, he's already running away from the counter.
Yeah, it's I think that might have been a stylistic game plan decision, I
uh,
think though.
yeah, but
It-
that's the problem is if you're constantly moving, you need to be aware that some rounds you have to stand in front of him and throw. You can't
yeah.
just constantly move because you are a bigger person. You're 168. They're
Mhm.
probably walking around after rehydrating around 170 plus, right? Moving around that much for 36 minutes and getting hit to the body, you're going to get tired. So I think in terms of his conditioning, he has to improve on that. Um, he has the skill to definitely win on points, but again, it was not for Caleb Plant. Again, David Benavidez is just a better fighter in terms of that, man. In terms of his gas tank and his punch placement, David got it.
Damn, he did. I can't even argue with that. He got him good.
Yeah, dude. I was like, I can't believe. I was like, Isaiah's gonna pick Caleb Plant. I was like, all
I
right,
do, yeah. I had no time putting that because I've after what he did to was it Darrell?
yeah. But here's the
Um,
thing. What?
Slick. It was
Yeah,
slick. It was
but
good.
I also showed. So when I did that video, I had Caleb Plant against Darrell, and I also had David Benavidez against Darrell. They had
Hmm.
common opponent, and I showed that in the video, in which clearly David Benavidez was really bodying up Darrell compared to what Caleb Plant was doing. But let us know what you guys think. Who is next for David Benavidez? Did you guys get your predictions right? Let us know in the comment section below.